First thing I'm going to say is I would never leave without the full head count of my friends. That is rule number one. We don't get off no damn island. We don't get onto no boat. We don't do nothing until we have every last person that we came with all in one place. You mean to tell me that no one took account for Nolan Xavier Wells before y'all got back on that boat to go back to the main island? Something's not adding up. 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells was last seen on July 4th with his friends on Horn Island outside of Jackson, Mississippi. He was last seen in blue shorts, sunglasses, and that's it. Nolan's parents are looking for him nonstop. They just want to find their son. Now, the U.S. Coast Guard and the Cajun Navy are looking for Nolan. The Cajun Navy commander said that he was last seen with a teen before he disappeared. They found his phone, but they did not find him. And if this is his friend group, I'm not going to lie. I don't have that much faith in finding this boy alive. Because like I said before, there's no way in hell I would hop on a boat to go home and not all of my friends are accounted for. Y'all didn't give a fuck about him whatsoever. And there's somebody out there that was part of that friend group that knows what the fuck happened. But everybody's locking the fuck up. Now, I'm trying to keep the faith that this boy's just sitting there lost on this island and, he fell asleep or some shit. But 9 times out of 10, we already know how this shit goes. Especially with a friend group like that. My prayers go out to Nolan's mother and father and his family and friends. I hope I come with a better update.
This is the exact reason I tell my kids, friend or no friend, you can't trust anybody. How is it possible for a group of friends to go to Mississippi's Horn Island, but when they come back home, they come back without somebody that they went with? And they're going to say race ain't play a part. You see everybody in this picture right here. Tell me what looks different. Tell me. You had an 18-year-old accomplished football star, Nolan Wells, goes to Mississippi Horn Island with his friends on the 4th of July, and then he turns up missing. Mind you, all of his friends make it home safe. And the person that went with them, Nolan Xavier Wells, he's missing. And nobody has nothing to say about that. You have his so-called friends saying that they don't remember anything. They don't remember seeing what happened to him. Mind you, they have pictures on the boat. Mind you, they have pictures together. But nobody knows what happened to him. Now you got the Coast Guard, sheriff deputies, Marine units, and multiple agencies searching for him right now. They're searching the waters, searching surrounding areas, trying to figure out what happened. They're also saying that the last time he was seen with a team. They're also saying that they found his phone, but they didn't find him. What teen do you know right now would leave his phone behind? Tell me that. But you see how all of this sounds? This is why disappearances like this and places like this always leave people questioning. If you spend time looking into missing person cases like this, then you already know what may be the outcome. Do you understand how this young man's parents has to feel? They just want their kid back. We definitely need to spread the word about this. We need some answers. This shit is crazy.
You know what this Nolan Xavier Wells situation reminds me of? With this picture. This specific picture. You know what this reminds me of? If you guys don't remember a few years ago when this happened? And for those who don't know, deep dive like a motherfucker. You should deep dive like a bitch. This is the Real Housewives of one of these hoes, or all of them, did it. This black woman was found deceased in the backyard of this house after a wife sleepover girls' night. Yeah. It's almost as if the shit keeps happening. You get what I'm saying? Now, reverse the roles. Let it be 3 black dudes and 1 white kid. Do you know what they would say on the internet, the news, the media? You know what the president of the United States would say? In both these situations. I'm going to be that guy in the room. Make sure you go with at least 3 of yours. You get what I'm saying? At least 3. And make sure they're brawlers. You get what I'm saying? This shit, it's not funny. It's just like,
This right here, it is so sad. This is heartbreaking. This is heartbreaking. This ain't what we want to hear. After a celebration should not end up like this. This young man, he went out with his friends, with his white friends, to celebrate 4th of July, 250th birthday of the United States. If it's not bad with it, he can go out to celebrate with his friends. But it should not end up this way. That's why the internet is going crazy. Internet people, families, friends need answers at what went wrong. A celebration should not end up this way. A celebration is happiness, joy, get to know each other, not this. And we've heard what just happened to the black teens, the black boys, things that just happened to them recently. So that's why this is sad, and that's why this is sparking the internet, buzzing it the way it should be. Because this boy just started life. He's just 18 years old. Wonder, 8, a young man that just started his life. I'm gonna be rolling y'all how people are reacting. Credit to all the creators, because I'm trying to hold it in. This ain't what it's supposed to be. This ain't how it's supposed to be. This ain't how it's supposed to end. They went for celebration. Celebration.
Nolan is missing, and he did not come back with his friends. Now, everything that I can find out about the island shows me and tells me that you can only reach this island by boat. So if he never left the island on a boat, that means that he's stranded somewhere on this island. And they're searching the island right now, including his parents, and they still have not found him. Guys, this case is going to take us down to Ocean Springs, Mississippi on July 4th of 2026. This is 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells, who is originally from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Now, Nolan was a football standout at his high school, and he just finished his freshman year at Mississippi Community College. On 4th of July, Nolan got on a boat with a bunch of his friends and headed to Horn Island. Okay, Horn Island can only be accessed by boat. This is the friend group that he went with that day. Last seen, no shirt, gray sweats. They say that the friends cannot remember much, but that they do remember him walking off with a girl, and that was the last time that he was seen. The mother was able to get his phone from the friends. Now, I want to put you guys in the mind of this island, okay? So Horn Island is a barrier island sitting about 10 miles off of the Mississippi coast, out in the Gulf of Mexico. It's over 3,000 acres of completely undeveloped land. No roads, no bridges, no buildings, nothing. It's part of the national seashore, and the only way on or off the island is by boat. Now, on the 4th of July weekend, this island was packed. There were lots of people there celebrating the 4th of July. There were lots of boats, lots of people. So it wasn't just like it was just Nolan and his friends. Nolan was last seen around 3 p.m. Reports are saying he was last seen with a girl. He was wearing his blue swim trunks, no shirt. He's about 6'1", 180 pounds, and he was separated from his phone. So he has no way to call anybody, let anybody know where he is, if he's okay. His phone is back with his parents, as I stated earlier in the video. When they asked Nolan's friends don't know anything. They don't remember much. They don't know if he made it off the island. They don't know what happened after they saw him leave with the girl. Now, his mom is on that island searching desperately for her baby. I hope he's found alive and well and reunited with his family.
The search is on for a missing teen in Jackson County. 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells was last seen yesterday afternoon around 3 o'clock on Horn Island. Jackson County Sheriff's Office is currently searching for the missing teen with the help of DMR and the Coast Guard. The United Cajun Navy is also aiding in the search. Now, if you saw Wells yesterday at the island, give Jackson County deputies a call. They're telling us that your information could help narrow their search for this missing teen.
Hey guys, good morning. Josh Gill, 6th July 2026. Nolan Wells update. We have planes in the air. We have boats on the water. We have boots on the ground. Guys, as always, we are not going to provide any information regarding the case, regarding the search, until law enforcement puts something out. Please say prayers for the search teams, for the families, and all of those involved. Thank you.
All right, y'all, this is very important. If you were on Horn Island this 4th of July, you may know something that could help solve this missing persons case. So we have 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells. He disappeared on July 4th while visiting Horn Island in Mississippi. Investigators say he was last seen around 3 in the afternoon wearing blue swim trunks, sunglasses, and no shirt. Since then, there has been no confirmed sign of this young man. Right now, multiple agencies are searching the actual island and the surrounding waters. The Coast Guard, local deputies, marine officials, and volunteer search teams are all working together. But Nolan still has not been found yet. And authorities also say that they cannot confirm whether or not he ever even left the island. So Nolan, just so you know, he stands at 6'1". He's about 180 pounds, and he was getting ready to play football at Southwest Mississippi Community College. And his family is desperately hoping for some semblance of anything, any kind of answers. Investigators are asking anyone who was on Horn Island that day to think back. Did you see Nolan? Did you take photos, videos, anything, even the smallest detail could help establish his last known movements? So please help get Nolan's face out there and his story in front of as many people as possible, because someone may have that one small piece of information that could actually bring him back home. So please keep Nolan, his family, and everyone involved in this search in your thoughts. But again, if you were there, please go through your phone. Just see. He may be in the background of something. You may have that missing piece of information. And if you do know something, of course, contact local authorities. But what do you guys think? Hit the like, hit the follow, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I hope they find Nolan soon.
So this is going to be my missing persons report, okay? I wanted to come here really quickly and shed some light on a story that just came down my For You page, and it's now July 6th, and time is of an essence, okay? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and read a snippet of this article, but this is in relation to a young boy from Mississippi by the name of Nolan Xavier Wells, who went missing on July 4th at 3 p.m. Okay, I'm just going to read a little snippet of it, but if you guys want to go back and look at the article, it's on WLOX, and it was reported on July 5th, 2026. Okay, so if you want to go back and look at the article, but I'll also show a snippet of it. Okay, I'm just going to read briefly what it says here, just to kind of give a gist of what's going on. Okay, so it says that Horn Island, Mississippi authorities are searching for 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells, who has last been seen Saturday, July 4th around 3 p.m. on Horn Island, according to Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter. The Jackson County Sheriff's Department is currently searching Horn Island with assistance from the Department of Marine Resources, the Gulf Islands National Seashore, and the U.S. Coast Guard. Nolan is described as an 18-year-old black male, approximately 6'1", weighing 180 pounds. Officials say he was last seen on Horn Island wearing blue swim trunks, not black as previously mentioned, with sunglasses and no shirt. Now, I want you guys to go look at that article, but first and foremost, I just had to point the obvious out. He's the one black kid amongst three white boys. He's the only one that did not return. His phone has been returned to his parents, but for some reason he has not been returned. He has not shown up. But also, it was previously reported that he had black trunks. That is what the three white boys told his parents he had on, until they showed him. They sent his parents a picture of what he was actually wearing. They also are suggesting that they have no idea what has happened to Nolan. So I just want to come here really quickly and shed some light on that. If you guys know of anything in relation to Nolan, if you saw him that day on July 4th, please reach out to the Jackson County Sheriff's Department. And I do believe the person on the case is John Ledbetter. Let me just make sure I got that correct. Give me 1 second, yes, John Ledbetter. Reach out to him and share anything that you got, any kind of knowledge, any information, whatever. I also just want to say this really quickly. I can't tell people what to do with their children, and I understand when kids become 18, they feel like they can do whatever they want. And a lot of people are like, I don't talk politics. Telling your children how to stay safe and navigate these times is not talking politics, is to keep your children safe. And hopefully Nolan is returned back to his parents. But I just had to come and say that, right now it's too critical of a time for our children to hang out with people where there's no representation at all, because you just never know. Sometimes these people be Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. But anyway, you guys let me know in the comment section what you think about the story. Be sure to like, share, and follow for more.
Another black boy is missing. This is 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells. He was last seen on July 4th around 3 p.m. on Horn Island. But get this, as you can see in this picture here, he's the only black person amongst his white counterparts. Now, this is like a broken record at this point. We keep seeing time and time again where black people are entrusting themselves to be the only lone wolf, only black person in a group of white people. And what happens? The white people get to make it home, but mysteriously, the black person never does. Now, there's a search party amongst the Jackson County Sheriff's Department and the United Cajun Navy to search for Xavier on Horn Island. And there's a quote. It says that there were some people that thought he might have wandered off to the middle of the island, maybe into that lake. We sent people up there today, and if he was barefoot, there's no way that he made it up there. Why are we trying to piece things together about him going into the middle of the island and maybe into the lake? Ask his white counterparts where in the hell this baby is. See, this is really turning my gears, y'all. Like, this is crazy. Something ain't right. And we all know that. But that's not even the biggest part of this. So initially, Nolan's mom was asking, his friends where he was. And they swear that he, quote unquote, wandered off. They have no idea where he went. But come to find out, the friends also had possession of his phone. Y'all don't find that suspicious? Man, if y'all keep letting these white people play in your face, that's exactly what they're going to do. Black people, I'm not telling you to pick and choose who you want to be friends with, who you want to be in relationships with and whatnot. But I'm just telling y'all to be more wise. Like, you have to be more protecting of yourself. I understand we want to mix with everybody, but in this day and age, you just really, it's you or them at this point. I'm praying for the family. I hope that Nolan is found, but something in my gut is just not sitting well. Because again, this is just a broken record. Stay safe, y'all.
I had slept in on this morning, and there's so much to recap from all the things. But why is there a black child missing? Why is this boy missing? Let me tell y'all something. Last night at the concert, it was me, Monroe, and Brianna. There was a moment when Monroe and I were ready to go. Brianna was like, she wanted to stay and watch T.I. Well, bitch, we all stayed to watch T.I. And she was like, I'm cool, woo, woo. I'm like, no, bitch, like, I don't understand a world where parents didn't raise you. Y'all be so worried about your kids possibly sucking dick. Your children are not good people. My mama would have beat my ass. Then my daddy would have beat my ass. Had me and my friends went somewhere and we came back and one of them was left behind. Y'all be so worried. Y'all spend y'all days being hateful because y'all don't want us left behind. When y'all go to heaven, y'all don't want us left behind. And so you do all types of evil and nefarious things every day to get us in alignment so we're not left behind, but you leave your friends. How do you leave somebody on the water? I'm not a marine biologist. Maybe one of the biologists that be in the comments on the Neighborhood Talk or one of them pages can unpack this for me. How you leave somebody how you leave somebody behind on the water when we were on a boat? Huh? And how did what 18-year-old that can be separated from their phone? Why ain't the children in custody? We're not going to allow what y'all did with Nancy for black children. We're not going to do that. Huh? This is crazy. How do you leave your, why y'all leaving friends? How do you leave somebody on the water? How did the phone get back? And why is everybody so fucking calm? I just don't understand, bitch. Bitch, I would be standing out there behind the water, bitch, reciting lines from Storm and X-Men, bitch, to Move It in Waves. What are you doing? But yeah, you don't leave friends behind. We stayed until she was ready. She was like, oh, we can go. There's no point in my mind. Mind you, we all grown. But I literally thought in my head, oh, I don't want this lady's husband asking us what happened to her. I don't want to have to go to sleep and be like, oh, I don't understand how people move that way. And these young people moving that way because y'all are teaching your young children to move that way. You're teaching them. On top of this there's racism involved because there's white children there. Argue in the comments. Because you can best believe if it was 3 black boys and there was a white boy with them and that white child went missing, Trump would be up there on the lawn having a press conference.
Just at about 8:45 that there was a body found on Horn Island, and the officials are now working on bringing that back. Now, as of right now, we do not have an identity of the body that was found, but I can confirm that Nolan Wells' family is here at the Lake Mars boat launch. Now, they've asked us not to show the camera in that direction right now of the family grieving. There is quite a bit of family and friends here from Nolan's family. But like I said, we do not have identity as of right now. Sheriff led just at about 8:45 that there was a body found on Horn Island, and the officials are now working on bringing that back. Now, as of right now, we do not have an identity of the body that was found, but I can confirm that Nolan Wells' family is here at the Lake Mars boat launch. Now, they've asked us not to show the camera in that direction right now of the family grieving. There is quite a bit of family and friends here from Nolan's family. But like I said, we do not have identity as of right now. Sheriff led just at about 8:45 that there was a body found on Horn Island, and the officials are now working on bringing that back. Now, as of right now, we do not have an identity of the body that was found, but I can confirm that Nolan Wells' family is here at the Lake Mars boat launch. Now, they've asked us not to show the camera in that direction right now of the family grieving. There is quite a bit of family and friends here from Nolan's family. But like I said, we do not have identity as of right now. Sheriff led just at about 8:45 that there was a body found on Horn Island, and the officials are now working on bringing that back. Now, as of right now, we do not have an identity